What's up, boys? Whether it's due to being a trade-up input, its rarity, or both, sometimes ugly skins can be worth a lot of money. So today we're going over expensive skins that look cheap. But before we do that, check out my Discord in the description. I'm always running giveaways in there. So if you want some free skins, it's the place to be. But anyway, let's get into it. I'm giving away this Cato 2014 CZ Victoria on Discord. All you have to do is navigate to the giveaway tab and click the button to enter. Link is in the description. First up, we've got the dual Berettas Pyre. These trade up to an AWP Gungnir, and that's why they're $29 in field tested. And man, these don't look great. Next up, we have the 5.7 Neon Kimono. This trades up to the AK Hydroponic. This is $197 in field tested. And you might be saying, it doesn't look that bad. And it doesn't, but for $200 cash, I don't know about that. This looks like something I get dropped after leveling up in game. And this is what it looks like in field tested. Just to be clear of what you're spending $200 on. This one's kind of rough. Next up, we have the Glock Dragon Tattoo. This trades up to the AK Case Hardened. This is $83 in factory new. And a lot of people stan this one. I've never understood it. I don't hate it. I don't love it. I don't think it would even be added to the game now, even as a blue. It's not really my thing, and it's certainly not worth 80 bucks. Next up, we have the P2000 Chainmail. This trades up to an AWP Dragon Lore, and that's why it's $104 in field tested. I'm sure some of you have nostalgia for this and think it's alright. I don't think it's great, and it's certainly not $104 great. Purely for the trade-up value. No one's rocking this in-game. Next up, we have the P2K Dispatch. This trades up to an M4 Blue Phosphor. This is $24 in field tested, so not crazy bad, but the skin itself is pretty damn ugly. Next up, we have the P250 Modern Hunter. This trades up to the Scar Splash Jam. This is $11 in field tested, so quite a bit cheaper than the other ones. And I don't think it's that ugly. I think the pattern's fine. I like camo, but the Modern Hunter skins across the board are only expensive because they're trade-up inputs. Next up, we have the Tech 9 Terrace. This trades up to an AK Hydroponic. This is $117 in field tested. This isn't a bad skin. This is just an incredibly expensive skin for something that looks very cheap. All of these look cheap. This one looks somewhat okay. But this, again, looks like something I get dropped at the end of the game. Not something I paid $120 for. Next up, we've got the USPS Pathfinder. This trades up to an AWP Gungnir. This is $24 in field tested. This one I could see some people liking, and it's not obscenely expensive, but it does look pretty cheap, boys. Let's be real. Next up, we have the MP7 Skulls. This trades up to an AK Case Hardened. This is $20 in field tested. So not crazy expensive, but it is crazy expensive when you actually look at it. It is ugly. I hate stuff with skulls on it. I don't know what it is. Just not my thing. Except for the Nuclear Garden. I like that. I like the nuke ones. But this one, not so much. Next up, we've got the MP9 Dark Age. This also trades up to a Dragon Lore. And this one isn't that ugly, but it's $105 in field tested. It kind of just looks default with a bit of pattern on it. It doesn't look horrendous or anything, but yeah, certainly not $100. Next up, we have the UMP Caramel. This trades up to a Glock Fade. This is $8 in field tested. And this one isn't ugly at all. I actually really like this skin. I just wanted to include it because it's so interesting. And I mean, the list isn't what the ugliest expensive skins are. It's expensive skins that look cheap. And this looks like something you get dropped at the end of a game, for sure. But there's something about the color that really stands out to me. I really like this. If I use this weapon, I would probably pick one of these up. And now we have the Sword Off Copper. This trades up to a Deagle Blaze. This is $84 in field tested. And this looks like a default Sword Off to me. There's nothing really special about it. I don't think anyone's buying this for $84 to use it, nor are they pretty much any skin on this list. But maybe I should. We use a lot of the Sword Off on stream. Should I buy this for $84? Let me know in the comments. I can show it off on stream. I doubt most people would notice that I'm not using the default Sword Off though. And then we have the Negev Anodized Navy. This is the rarest Negev skin in the game because it's been traded up so much for the Glock Fade. This is $411 in factory new. If you want to learn more about this skin, check out Llama's rarest skins video where he talks about this one. Next up, we have the AK First Class. This is a trade-up input for the AK Jet Set, which is a much nicer skin. This is $69 in field tested. And this isn't a bad skin at all. It's just pretty much default though. It doesn't look great, doesn't look bad. Certainly not worth $70. And now we have the AUG Copperhead. This is a disgusting skin. Talking about skins that look like you got dropped when you leveled up, this is one of them. This looks like trash. This is $87 in field tested. This is a trade-up input for the Blaze. I hate this one. I don't think anyone's using this one in game. For the AWP, we've got the Snake Camo. This is also a trade-up input for the Blaze. This is $88 in field tested. And this one actually kind of goes hard. I like this skin. Having an $100 skin that looks like that is kind of a flex, and you never see it in game, and the scope's painted. A lot of these AWPs don't have a painted scope, so I really don't mind this one. For the Galil, we've got the Urban Rubble, which trades up to the M4 Hot Rod. This is basically a steal at only $9 field tested. But again, it looks like something I got dropped. It doesn't look great, but one of the cheaper ones on this list. And now we have the M4A4 Zerker. This is a trade up input for the Fire Serpent. This is $22 in field tested, and it looks like an energy drink can. It looks like a Rockstar energy drink can. This looks like garbage. I hate this skin. There's some nice catocrafts on some of these, but that's the only redeeming quality of this absolute monstrosity. Next up, we've got the Scar Magna Carta. This trades up to the Blue Phosphor. This is $24 in field tested, and it is gross. This looks like trash. This looks like a bad blue out of a case. It kind of reminds me of the Scar from the Dreams and Nightmares case, the Poultrygeist, but I borderline like that one more than this. This one's ugly. And lastly, we have the SSG Calico, and this one's the worst offender in my opinion. This trades up to an AK Wild Lotus, and this is $275 in field tested. This skin is ugly. There's something about this I just hate. The colors don't work. Pattern is gross. It scuffs up really bad. Could you imagine spending $300 on this and using it in-game? Definitely not. That's not its purpose. But I think this is a good one to end on because this is probably the worst offender of them all. But yeah, not a fan of this one. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked it, please consider subscribing so you can see more. I appreciate you, and I'll see you on the next video. Catch us.